Hi, everyone. I am TK. I'm the founder of Textured Hair Edu and a Toronto stylist that specializes in color and textured hair. So today I'm going to be talking about moisture retention. Moisture retention is a huge topic in the curly world because a lot of people don't really know how to retain moisture. A lot of people have challenges in general with keeping their hair hydrated, keeping enough shine and elasticity in the hair. So I'm going to give you some tips that will help you. So before you pursue the journey of figuring out your moisture retention, it's important to know what type of porosity that you have. A lot of people struggle to figure out what porosity is, how to identify it, and all the things. So the basics that I can give you to help you with that is getting to know your hair's relationship with water. That is the best way to know the level of porosity that you have. And we all have different characteristics of porosity depending on our hair type and all of the things. Even though if you were to Google it, the language around it isn't that positive. A lot of the time you'll see that high porosity hair is damaged or low porosity hair is super healthy. And I don't really like to use that identification because I truly believe that there are people that are born with different types of porosity, and it's just a matter of knowing what works for you. So to break down the characteristics, typically when you start on the low porosity scale, your hair has a hard time absorbing moisture and letting it go. So typically when you have that characteristic, it means that your hair takes really long to dry, may not dry for 3 days, and it takes really long for the hair to soak up the water in the shower. And that's a sign of low porosity usually. One thing that you could do to test your porosity, and it's my favorite type of test, is to pull a really fine strand of your hair and pull your other fingers the opposite direction. If you're feeling a bit of resistance on your finger, you likely have higher porosity, but if it's a smooth glide, then you likely have low porosity. And obviously, it differs based on whether you have color treated hair or uncolor treated hair. So if you were to have color treated hair, then sometimes your porosity changes, right? So for people that have color treated hair, they may experience higher porosity because what happens when your hair gets colored is the cuticle layer opens and it's sometimes difficult to close back. So that usually signifies that your porosity has changed when you have color treated hair. And that's why people need to do treatments when they have color to keep their hair healthy and luscious. So after you've established what your porosity is, then you can figure out products. So it's important to know that when you are looking for products for your hair, that you understand what it's going to give you. There's so many different types of descriptions of products on the shelves. There's so many things that can confuse you, and you may be putting the wrong things in your hair. So I like to let people know that really watch out for terms that signify protein and moisture and hydration. So you're going to the beauty supply store, picking up a product, and it says for damage prone hair or strengthening, or a strengthening product. This product is ideally for higher porosity hair or hair that is compromised and damaged. So if you have lower porosity hair and you're picking up that product, you're probably going to proteinize your hair because that product likely has a protein element in it. And if your hair doesn't need any protein and you put too much protein in your hair, that's not good because it can dehydrate your hair. It can make it feel more brittle than normal. So it's really important that you understand the terminologies of these products. If you pick up another product and it says deep hydration mask, or it says for thirsty hair or dehydrated hair, that's likely going to boost the moisture level of your hair. And then, although products are very, very important, the most important thing is the relationship, your hair's relationship to water. And that is not only going to impact the porosity, but also going to impact how much product you put in your hair. You always want to, when you're styling your hair curly, you want to have a base of water, not oils. So oils are great. They're fantastic, but they're not necessary for our hair. Our hair already contains oils, but on top of that, the purpose of oils is to seal the cuticle and lock the moisture in. So in order to do that, you first need moisture in general. So water is going to give you moisture because it's the source of life. It's what we need to be hydrated. So when not only do you have water in your body, but enough water in your hair, what will happen is your hair is going to absorb products a lot better, and you're going to have lasting shine, and you're not really going to have the issues, a lot of the issues that come with dehydrated hair, like split ends and the feeling of brittleness. So making sure that you boost hydration, you use products that are water based for your curls, that's really going to help. And if you want to use the oil, just use them as a finishing product, but you're only going to want to use them at a 5% ratio, nothing more. And yeah, and then from there, you should notice a difference. And I have to stress the importance also of the seasons. So, because the Toronto Curly Girls are in Canada, where it's cold, we need to also make sure we're hydrating for the seasons. In the summer, we are blessed to have humidity, and humidity is great for the skin and the hair. But you do experience moisture loss in the seasons during the winter and the cooler months. So it's important that you are keeping up with a deep conditioning routine when it gets colder. You may live your best life and find that you don't really need to treat it as often in the summer, but in the winter, it's a guarantee that you need to boost your treatments. Obviously, if you have color treated hair, you should be treating your hair throughout the year, but if you have non-color treated hair, doing at least a moisture treatment once a month is really going to make your hair happy. And if you're going to be protective styling like this, you're going to want to do a protein treatment. I know I said protein may be bad, but when you're protective styling, you want to do a protein treatment every time you're getting ready to put your braids in, because you can experience protein loss when you take your braids out. That's why you get a lot of shedding and your hair may feel brittle. So making sure to do a protein mask when your hair, before you get your braids done and after you take them out, is going to bring your hair back to its normal health and keep it maintained for the winter. So those are my tips. I hope it helps you. Bye.